All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, something just popped up. Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. And today, this is our daily ecom planning session, and we are covering productivity today. So, if you're a person that's challenged with being productive in your e commerce business, I want you to tune in. Feel free to share this out, share this with someone that may need some help on this journey. Um, I would love to be able to help them on their journey. So, again, my name is Nicole Whitlock, and my passion is helping people in their e commerce business get productive, stay productive, get focused on their way to becoming the $1 million seller they've always wanted to be. I do sound a little froggy this morning because I'm still, whatever I came upon, I am still recovering from it. So, we are working through that. My lovely son has woke up and decided he wanted to come say hello. Hey, Nicholas. Hi, good morning, buddy. All right. So we are live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. Feel free to share this out with someone that is on the e-commerce journey or wants to be on the e-commerce journey, and let's get going. So today's topic is productivity. What we're doing for the month of April is that we are actually picking one topic, and we're randomly selecting an article online about that specific topic. And so productivity is today's topic. Yesterday was organization. And we're going to go through and read this for just a second. And then after or review it, really more review it than read it. And then once we review it, then we will actually go back and we'll go through our daily activity list. So I have not looked at this article ever. I just randomly searched one. And today I just searched on productivity and entrepreneur. So it comes to us from fireflies.ai. I don't remember seeing this one before, but maybe I have, maybe I haven't. So let's just go through it. So the first one, the other thing I wanted to say, sorry, if you haven't already gotten it, I would encourage you to grab the My Ecom Planner. You can go to www.myecomplanner.com, grab your e-commerce planner so you can join me on this process of being more productive, being more focused, being more consistent in your e-commerce business, and making better business decisions. You know, what you're going to source, what you're going to sell, when you're going to sell it. In your e-commerce business on this journey. The other thing is that if you're a person that feels like you need some one-on-one support, I do offer a free 20-minute coaching session. You can go to www.ecomsellers.com, click on coaching, and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. All right, with that being said, let's get on with it. So the first one is do not multitask. I would say I definitely agree with that. I always talk about picking one thing to focus on for a period of time, even if it's 30 minutes, if it's an hour. Pick out one thing you're going to focus on and focus on that one thing. There are times when we have a brief to-do list, and that to-do list contains like 20 things or 15 things or 10 things, and they all take 5 minutes apiece, and that's different. But if it is something where you have to, you know, really focus hard and use all the brain juices you have, I would encourage you to definitely not to multitask, to pick one thing and focus on it. So in the e-commerce world or in the e-commerce journey, I do encourage you to block time to do listings, not anything else, just listings. Block time to do your shipments. Block time to do your product research. Block time to do your listing research. Block time to do your shipments or sourcing, whatever it happens to be. So customer service activities. So block time to do those things. Next, it says to prioritize the most critical tasks. Absolutely. Beyond that, I would actually encourage you to not just prioritize the most critical tasks, but if you can make those first, or the ones that actually are going to use the most brain juices. Okay. So this morning I didn't say it yet, but when my alarm goes off, one of the first things I say in my brain is it's time to make the donuts. And I get up and I'm like, and I'm tired. And I'm always challenged with my son and the fact that he doesn't always sleep through the night. And he definitely didn't sleep through last night. So my life is not the same as everybody else's. But when I know that there's a bunch of different things that need to get done, Like I try to push as much as I can first thing in the morning to those using that most critical time to get. I'm sorry, using that time to do the most, do my critical things. And the reason I do that is because I know, one, I'm going to have interruptions throughout the day. Two, I know as I go throughout the day, I'm going to get tired, or I'm going to get a little more tired. I'm going to be a little more fatigued. I'm not going to be potentially as focused. And so, and other things are going to potentially interrupt me, like my son might come and interrupt me. So, as soon as I get the first window of opportunity, since the morning is the most productive time of day for me, I try to knock those things out first and then take on the rest of the other things that I have in the day. So, I push the most important thing of the day to the front of the day whenever possible. Unless that most important thing is really going to suck up a lot of my brain juices, it's going to drain me emotionally, mentally, physically, then I might chunk it up and break it up into pieces. The next one is develop a routine. Oh, yes. So if you don't have a routine in the morning or afternoon or in the evening, like we have a morning routine that the boys go through. So Nicholas is up, he's already executing that. And then we have an evening routine. I encourage you to develop one, not just for your business, but also for your family. That can help you long term with any challenges where it's just taking you forever to do one thing. So if it's taking you 2 hours to get the kids down, and that, then you can button up that routine by, documenting it out or going through and breaking it down into pieces and then figuring out where you have opportunities to improve it. So yeah, develop a routine. And if you have a morning routine, like prior to doing this ecom daily checklist or this ecom daily planning session, execute your routine first and then come back and listen. We're live on Clubhouse, we're live on Facebook and the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So you can come back to this anytime. Number four, acing your morning. Yeah. If you waste your morning hours on unnecessary tasks, you'll lose a grip on the day. That's what I was saying before, like acing the morning. So, to become a productive entrepreneur, you need to design a morning routine to maximize success. That is, making sure that you get the most out of the morning. So, I would agree 100% on that. I come back and read that one because I think that is extremely important. Number five, tackle the day by making chunks. Yes, I just said that earlier. So chunking things, they says 30, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, definitely. Breaking it down, especially if you're having challenges with with just being able to focus as the day goes on. If you know that your attention and focus is going to deteriorate, or there's other things that are going to disrupt that day, try to definitely do that. Number six, delegate tasks that don't need your attention. I agree. um, if there are things that you can outsource to a VA, definitely start the process of taking what I refer to as that low hanging fruit, that stuff that you can give a person on a daily to do list or a checklist, hand that over to a VA. Um, if you're able to find a great VA, congratulations to you. If you're searching for a VA, there's many different types of VAs. You do need to have a budget for it. So I definitely encourage you to set aside some time to make that money, or set aside the money. And you can strip off that money like $25 at a time or something simple, or $50 or $100, or I don't know, take your tax return check and just set that money aside. When I first started working with VAs, I set aside 3 months worth of income to be able to pay that VA for 3 months without having to worry about the money. So I knew that in that 3 month time, that VA should help me increase my productivity, which would increase my sales. And if I increase my sales, then I would be able to cover them long term. So that was my strategy, and we can talk about that another day. Number seven, take breaks to replenish your focus. Absolutely. 5 minute breaks throughout the day, as much as you can. I would encourage you to do that. Number eight, reflect on your past week's performance. Oh my gosh, it's almost as if they've gone through this with me. So, when we do the weekly planning and the monthly planning, I do talk about going back and looking at how you've done, especially in the monthly planning. I refer to it as the looking ahead and lessons learned. And so, going through that process to see, where you had opportunities to learn something, and also going back and looking at like the day before to confirm, like, was I able to get through anything? Was I able to get through my day? There might be some lessons learned just from the previous day of either being productive or not being productive. So yeah, analyze how you're doing. So it says here on Friday evenings or Saturday mornings, you can review the past week to find if something is working or not. 100% agree with that. Number 9, don't be an email addict. Yeah. I mean, I know I have multiple windows open. I'm sure you're going, oh my gosh, she's got 9,000 windows open. Don't be an email addict. As a matter of fact, I try not to look at my emails first thing in the morning. I try to focus on what's on my list first before I tackle email and social media. Number 10, minimize the number of emails for internal communication. So, like with my VAs, I don't do a lot of emails to them. I actually meet with them twice a week. We have a planning session. It's normally about 30 minutes to 45 minutes with each VA twice a week. We have I create a Google Doc with meeting notes so they know what we need to focus on for this week and what I expect for them to complete this week. So that reduces my need for emails. And I ask them to update their own notes if there's something I wrote in the notes that's not clear, so that they can rewrite them to where they understand. And when we meet, we go over what got done and what didn't get done. So that helps me to minimize emails. Number 11, automate meetings related tasks, meeting related tasks. Yeah. So meetings that are virtual, meetings are vital to help the employees and executives discuss plans more effectively. However, it can become overwhelming to schedule and track different meetings that you have. So it's better for you to use apps like Calendly and so on. So I do have they get a Google Calendar notice, and we meet through Google Meet, so I don't have to pay for a meeting software, and that's how we meet. And again, it's a scheduled set schedule. Sometimes those meetings are not even 45 minutes. Sometimes they're just 15. But again, they also can go to their meeting notes and see what's planned for the week. Let's see, block distractions during meetings. I will say this part. I agree, but I'm not always successful at that. So this week is a perfect example. Like we are hosting, also the vice president of a nonprofit. And so we're hosting a special needs Easter egg hunt. So I am definitely, when I meet with my VAs, I really do try to make sure it's dedicated, focused time with them. But I'm not always successful at that because there are things that may pop up related to the upcoming event. And I got to take that call to deal with that sponsor or whatever that happens to be. So, that's one of the things I do try to make sure that when I'm meeting with them, that it's their time. But I'm not always successful at making sure that that happens. Number 13, capture ideas before they vanish. Oh my gosh. I was just talking about note taking yesterday. So if you didn't check out yesterday's session, go back and look at that. But note taking is one of those things that I was saying, yeah, keep a notebook around because you can be inspired by inventory anywhere. You can be inspired by inventory just by going to the gas station and going to the 7-Eleven and be like, oh my gosh, look at that. Where did they get that from? Or what is this thing? Take a picture of it. I have oodles of pictures and I write down ideas and thoughts as they come to me. Number 14, enable seamless workflow between teams. This I will say that I could improve this some when it comes to my business and my teams. We do have I have a weekly admin meeting where I try to make sure everybody knows what everyone else is working on. I also do have in our workflow processes like a handoff process for each one of the tasks that need to get done, so each team member knows who they need to be working with. But setting up that project management software yet, I mean, I'm a former project manager and I should be using project management software. I am not, so that's on my agenda for this year. I did set up Airtable, and I also have another tool called Aura, and then I think I have a third tool, but I haven't set them all up. So they do require setup in order for it to work. So that I can improve on. Number 15, discuss productivity with your teams. Absolutely. I do talk to them about being productive and the things that need to get done. I do talk to them about what's expected. And I also ask them to own their piece. So I do believe in, going through and training them. And then I try to train them with the Loom video and also with SOP, standard operating procedures. And then after I do that, my goal is to hand it off to them and ask them to own it. And so when they own the process, I thank them. So one of my VAs did something yesterday when I met with her, and that was one of the things that I said to her. I said, I appreciate the fact that you are owning this process. I need you to continue to own everything that's on your plate. So again, encouraging them to step up and take ownership. So then that way I don't have to get involved. I mean, not that I don't want to be, but I'm just like, I got to go focus on other stuff. Number 16, fix a stress buster schedule. I don't do this. It does say take a walk. So here's the deal. I do have taking a walk on my schedule. I actually have an alarm for it. Most of the time, there's something that is coming up. So my goal is to get better at this before the end of this month. To take that walk every single day. I do take breaks though, but I don't always do something that's going to reduce my stress level, and I've got to do that walk. That's better for me. It's better. Look, we're sedentary most sometimes when just sitting behind a desk, and that's not good for our health. Trust me, as a person who is still recovering long hauler from COVID, it's not good. Number 17, reward yourself and your team. Oh, yes. So when they are extremely, doing well, I do congratulate, I acknowledge it, I celebrate them, and I let them know that. I also tell my team that there's opportunities for small bonuses when they exceed what was expected. So again, there you go. Number 18, plan the art of saying no. Okay. Well, let's just read this one. So, most productivity tips for entrepreneurs and small business owners emphasize the skill of saying no. If something doesn't require your expertise or supervision, say no and delegate it. Focus on more important tasks that don't move without you. That don't move without you. So, this again, I do ask them to step up and own the stuff that they are assigned to do. I don't want to be involved in it. I want you to handle it. You handle it. If you need my help, let me know. But if you don't need my help, I need you to handle it. I need you to own it. And then come back and talk to me about the stuff that's stopping you from being able to do your job. Number 19, wind down after hours. Oh, I don't do this, guys. I'm just going to I have I call it a dip in the day. So I start off strong at the top. If you like a peak in a valley. So I have a peak in the morning and I start off strong and I'm really good. And then I have a valley and I'm not as strong throughout the day. So I do other stuff. And then as the kids are about to go to bed, for whatever reason, I get like this second wind and then I'm up. And so I am really working on regaining control on this second wind. It's been a nemesis for me because then it affects my ability to get to sleep because I always know Nicholas is going to interrupt me. So I've got to get that one under control. So I'm going to tell you, I don't do that one very well. And I'm working on that. And number 20, focus on yourself. Yeah. So mental health for the sake of profits. Definitely. We're all human. You do have to allow yourself some grace and mercy. You do have to take care of yourself. This has been one of the most challenging lessons for me. Um, so after coming back from having COVID, one of my challenges is pacing myself now that I feel like I'm at a much better place than I was, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, even though I'm still a long hauler, even though my lung capacity is not where it needs to be, even though my endurance is not where it needs to be, just being able to pace myself. And I am challenged with that because the one reality I've had is that we know that time is finite and life is short. And so I have a long list of things that I still want to accomplish. And in that, I feel like I'm starting the routine and the bad habit of sacrificing my health just to get that list done before I leave this earth because I do realize how much life is short. So many of us have lost loved ones and friends over the last 24 to 30 months, and some of us have had our health significantly impacted by this horrible COVID. And so just working to balance the need to accomplish something major before leaving this earth and being able to also simultaneously taking care of myself has just been a really hard balancing act for me. And I'm just to continue to be a work in progress. I am making progress, um, but I am challenged with that because we don't have a lot of time and we do have to get after the business. of God's work, but we also have to get after the business of making sure we take care of our families and do what we can so that if we do leave this earth, that they are taken care of. So my goal is to figure out how to balance those two. And when I do figure it out, I'll let you know exactly what I did. There's some little things I do here and there, but um, I'll let you know how that works out. But focus on yourself. Make sure you're taking some time to get enough sleep. I don't do that. Make sure that you're reducing your stress. I am a little less stressed than I was before on certain things. So I don't feel like that's a huge challenge for me. But, you know, I really do have to figure out how to balance some of this a little bit better, so I can make sure that my health does continue to be a priority and that I don't lose momentum in being productive in my business. So, with that being said, I guess that's my confession for the day. We're going to go ahead and move on to our daily activity. I hope this is a blessing to you. If it is, please feel free to share it out. If you feel like you need some help and support on your e-commerce journey, then feel free to reach out to me. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. You can go to www.ecomsellers.com. It's ECOM sellers, SELLERS.com, and click on coaching and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. You can also grab the My Ecom Planner. I feel like it's a tool that's designed for sellers by sellers, and it is specifically designed to help increase your productivity in your business. So we have a digital version and a physical version. Grab the Ecom Planner so that you can begin the process of being more productive, being more focused in your e-commerce business, and then working to balance your day out too. You may be that same person as me. As you know, I'm not as bad as I maybe have made it sound out to be, but I can get better. So, with that being said, let's get after what we're doing today. So, the first thing is we want to do is you can grab this document. It's the daily planning activities list. It is inside of the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You can go download it. It's absolutely free in that group. So, number one, 15 minutes before you go to bed, or at least I encourage you to add this to your routine. One of the things they talked about is your bedtime routine. So add 15 minutes to your bedtime routine, or just, you know, block off 15 minutes. The first thing is kind of review your day and assess it and see how things went. How did things go? Was it successful, not successful? If it wasn't, okay, let's celebrate the successes we did have. Let's not dwell on them. And make a note of all the things you did do and that you need, you know, that got done and the things that didn't get done. The next thing is to track your stats for the day. How many listings did you create? How many sales did you get? How many shipments did you do? I got shipments. I got to go out. Make sure that you're documenting that stuff. What was your mileage? All of those things. Next one is to go through your online calendar. There's nothing like waking up in the morning and realizing that, oh crap, you have a doctor's appointment or you have a dentist appointment. And we all have online calendars. You may have an iCloud, you may have a Yahoo, you may have a Gmail. I use Gmail. Um, that online calendar can help you. You may have a calendar for your job. And so looking at that so that you know what to expect for tomorrow will help you right before you go to bed, because what happens is your brain is a problem solving tool. So as you sleep, it will potentially be looking for ways to move things around throughout your day that you hadn't even thought of, because that's the reason why we sort of go through our schedule before we go to bed, and we need to go through it again in the morning, because there's potential that your brain will have solved a bunch of problems while you were asleep. Ask the brain a question, and then it goes after looking for a solution on its own. So, and then last but not least, before you go to bed, um, put together your plan for tomorrow. That would be Monday night. After you assess how Monday went, put together your schedule for Tuesday. And you can extract that directly from your weekly template. So if you've got your weekly template pulled together, then it only takes less than 5 minutes to extract that. Say, okay, this is my actual for tomorrow. You'll take into account everything you didn't get done yesterday, or you today. In that example, will be Monday night, and you'll add it. The next thing we're going to do is this morning, we're going to kick off our morning routine, whatever that is. Go for your walk, get your coffee, walk the dog, whatever, meditate, read your Bible, whatever your morning routine is, do that. Then, after we get that morning routine going, or if this is your morning routine, that's fine. Go ahead and go through your schedule for yesterday, because again, we're working to build a better schedule for the future. It's also going to go, we're going through ineffectively, I mean, like in essence, we're going through our lessons learned for yesterday. And we review yesterday first thing in the morning because of the fact that sometimes if we do this at the end of the day, we're exhausted and we may not think of everything. So when you wake up and you reset the mind, then things are fresh and you have an opportunity to think about those things first thing in the morning. So reassess yesterday, document anything that you didn't document, because our goal is to always build a better Monday schedule for the future. Next, we're going to go ahead and go through our weekly priorities and weekly habits. We established those weekly priorities and habits on Saturday when we did our Saturday weekly planning session. So do that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glance at our monthly schedule, and let's just look at this. So this is the second full week in April. So what did we have on our agenda for the second full week in April? For me, again, the kryptonite. I got to do taxes. I got to finish these stupid taxes. I hate taxes. So anyway, the number 4 on the list is we're going to review, rewrite, speak it, read it, write it, speak it. Our schedule for today. So we're activating the schedule that we kind of went through last night. And we're waking up the subconscious mind so it can hand it over to the conscious mind. So that way throughout the day, when we get sucked into the vortex of YouTube or Facebook, or we get sucked into the vortex of talking to, the neighbor outside about the roses or whatever it happens to be, that we have a little reminder in the back of our head that goes, wait. You're supposed to be doing this right now. And it will bring you back to center, especially if you're a person that works at home and you're trying to balance working from home and staying productive and staying focused and not getting distracted by, oh, I should probably cook dinner because the kids are at school. I should probably fold clothes because the kids are at school. I should probably do this. Well, let me go run these errands. I'm like, we're not doing all these random things. We're not doing those random things. This is work time. This is the window in which we do work. We're going to work. And then when we get to a spot where we have something else that's either free time or open, we can go run that errand that we thought of. So just write it down for right now and you'll come back to it. So go through, read it, write it, speak it. If you don't want to rewrite it, that's fine. But at least speak it out loud to yourself so that your conscious mind can hear you and wake up your subconscious and say, okay, this is what we're doing for the day. And take control of the day and take control of your time. And then number 5 is to write tomorrow's schedule. So that way you're activating the brain to be prepared to solve problems and move things out of the way. Again, the brain is a problem solving tool. So if you ask it a question, it's going to seek an answer. What am I doing tomorrow? Boom. And then all of a sudden you'll hopefully be able to visualize what you're doing tomorrow. So I hope that's helpful. The other thing that I do want to encourage you is to go through and think about the things that can disrupt, interrupt your ability to sustain momentum in your business. These can be little hiccups that are planned. The unplanned, you can't do anything about that. Okay. There's nothing you can do about that. So make sure that you go through and prepare yourself for those things that are going to be minor disruptions in your day. So one of the strategies I use is I don't schedule doctor's or dentist appointments in the morning. I just don't. I don't schedule those are afternoon things or right after lunch. I'm like, I'm not doing them. Because I know that the morning is my most productive time of the day. Now, if things happen where you can't get around it, like, okay, they want you to get a chest x-ray and the facility says that the only thing that they have available for the next 6 weeks is morning appointments, then I don't have a choice. And I need to make sure that I make adjustments to my schedule to move some of the activities I do to the afternoon because I'm going to need the morning to go get a chest x-ray. So I'm just using that as an example. If you have things that are coming up where you're not going to be as productive as you need to be, so maybe you have family coming in from out of town or something like that, then I would just encourage you to work on making adjustments to your schedule, but keeping your habits that you're working on building or sustaining going. So an example would be if your goal is to list 10 items a day and you know that you're going to have family in from out of town, drop it down to one listing a day just for that brief period of time. So if it's going to be for 5 days that they're here, you're going to have that one day you got to prep before they get there and one day after they're gone. So you might as well just say 8 days of productivity impacted. So instead of not listing anything at all every single day, list one thing a day. Drop it down to one for right now. If you have some advanced knowledge of when this is going to happen, then the week before, maybe instead of listing 10 items, list 12 items the week before every single day, and the week after, list 12. So you don't 100% lose the momentum and have a dip in your productivity, and then just list one a day. So just keeping that going. All right. Well, I hope this has been a blessing to you. I hope this has been a blessing to your business. My name is Nicole Whitlock. This is the eCom planning session, daily planning session. We do this every day at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're live on Clubhouse. We're also live on the e-commerce planning Facebook group. I encourage you to share this out, invite a friend to come check it out. Um, in addition to that, if you need a free coaching session, you can go and schedule one by going directly to ecomsellers.com and clicking on coaching to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session with me. You can also, I encourage you to grab the ecom planner. So you can go to www.myecomplanner.com so you can grab the e-commerce planner, use it to help you in your life and in your business to be more consistent, to be more focused, to be more productive, to be more organized. With that being said, I hope you have an amazingly blessed and highly productive day. And with that, I'll say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all.